From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell. An extraordinary shouting match in the Oval Office between U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukraine's leader ended without the signing of a critical minerals deal between the two countries. Trump was seeking the commitment from Volodymyr Zelenskyy as a condition for future U.S. support in Ukraine. The president shouted at Zelenskyy, suggesting he was gambling with millions of lives.
He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty.
Earlier in the meeting, Trump said the U.S. would continue to provide military assistance to Ukraine, but he hoped that not too much aid would be forthcoming. Following the White House meeting, Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly weighed in, saying if Ukraine doesn't get a good peace deal in its war with Russia, there's a real risk that President Vladimir Putin will rearm and reinvade Ukraine. She said that would not only pose a security threat, not just to Ukraine, but also to NATO.
First and foremost, we believe in supporting Ukraine. Our position has not changed. We think Ukrainians are fighting for their own freedoms, but also fighting for ours. And we know that President Putin has no red lines.
In a social media post after the Oval Office exchange, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Canada will continue to stand with Ukraine and Ukrainians in achieving a just and lasting peace. Minister of Transport and Internal Trade Anita Anand says she's changed her mind and she will be running in the upcoming federal election. Anand is citing U.S. President Donald Trump's trade threats as a factor pushing her to stay on as she rallies the provinces to drop internal trade barriers. In January, Anand said she would not be running for the Liberal Party leadership, nor would she be seeking re-election due to a possible return to academics. However, she says with Canada now in an existential crisis due to the Trump administration's threats, she says she's reconsidered. And court records filed today have revealed new details about what was found when a search was conducted at the home of Oscar winner Gene Hackman, who was found dead with his wife and their dog in their New Mexico home yesterday. Alex Stone reports.
When Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies did a search of Gene Hackman's home, we now know from court documents what they retrieved. 2 green cell phones, thyroid medication, blood pressure, chest pain meds, Tylenol, blood lab test records that were apparently printed out in the home, and a 2025 monthly planner the couple had in their home. That could help lay out a timeline of when they were last alive. The sheriff indicating with no signs of injuries to their bodies that it will take autopsies to know how Gene Hackman and his wife died.
Hackman was a 5-time Oscar nominee who won Best Actor for a leading role in The French Connection in 1972 and Best Actor in a supporting role for Unforgiven 2 decades later. This is the Canadian Press. In sports and the NHL, Kirby Dach is set to miss the rest of the season. The Montreal Canadiens announced today that the forward has undergone successful surgery on his injured right knee and is expected to make a full recovery before the start of next season. Dach missed most of last season after tearing his ACL in the same knee. Montreal's Félix Auger-Aliassime will play his 3rd title of 2025 after downing French qualifier Quentin Halys in a semifinal at the Dubai Tennis Championship today. The victory marked Auger-Aliassime's 16th win of 2025, the most on tour. He will face 11th-ranked Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece in tomorrow's final. Minnesota Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards has been suspended for 1 game without pay by the NBA after picking up his 16th technical foul of the season during the 3rd quarter against the Los Angeles Lakers. He will sit out when the Timberwolves visit the Utah Jazz tonight. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia 76ers say Joel Embiid will miss the rest of the season to focus on treatment and rehabilitation of his injured knee. From the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.